Hi everybody, welcome to yoga on this beautiful sunny day. My name's Carlin and today's flow is going to be a pretty well-rounded Vinyasa flow. Lots of stretching, little bit of core, some challenge poses, and all in all it should make you feel really good and energized. We're going to get started today in Supta Bhattachanasana. We'll set that up in a moment lying on our backs and I'll see you there. So Bhattachanasana is when we bring the soles of our feet together and we let our knees splay out wide, and Supta means reclined or lying down in Sanskrit. So Supta Bhattachanasana is just lying down with the feet together and the knees out wide. We'll just take our first few breaths in this posture. If you feel any tightness in the knees or in the legs and you feel like you're working really hard to keep the knees where they are, you can always make fists with your hands and you can stick them right underneath your legs, a little bit closer to your butt rather than your knees, and that should support you and let you relax into this a little bit more. And here you might set an intention for class, something that you want to work on or focus on. Maybe it's breathing into each posture. Maybe it's laughing when you fall and just not taking yourself too seriously. Let yourself go deeper here, letting the belly rise each time you inhale. And it falls as you exhale. Just take 3 more breaths here. It's really nice laying in the sun, so this is going to be hard for me to come out of. But we're going to transition here to some core work. So gently slide your fists out from underneath your legs if they were already there. You can bring your feet a little bit closer to the center of the body, and we're going to take some crunches here. So you're going to take your arms long in front of you, kind of at like a 45-degree angle. Engage through the core by pulling the belly button in and up. And when you're ready, we're just going to peel the head, neck, and shoulders off the mat, crunching up. Just like that. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Keep going. Using your breath here. Firing up the core right away. Getting ready to move through some strong postures. We're going to go for 10. For 9, for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Hold it up. Maybe this time you take your legs out in front of you long for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug everything in, knees to chest. Take some rock side to side. Massage out the low back. And then find a happy baby, bending the knees to 90-degree angles, taking the hands to the inside or the outside edges of the feet. You can stay in stillness, or again, you can take some rock side to side, whatever movement feels nice here. Starting to stretch out through the hip joints, maybe rolling through the knees, the ankles. And then from here, we'll pull everything back into center. Take your hands behind your thighs and start to just take some rocks back and forth. Maybe each time your rocks get a little bit bigger, building a little bit more momentum. And then eventually we're going to rock all the way to a tabletop position, crossing the legs, bringing the knees underneath the shoulders, and we'll come right into a tabletop plank. So press the hands into the mat, fingertips are nice and wide. Tuck the toes and press those into the mat. Pull the belly button in, and then lift the knees just an inch. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hips lift, downward facing dog. Maybe you walk it out, widening your stance just a little bit. Should be taking up about 80 to 90% of the space of your mat in your downward facing dog. Reaching the heels down, the tailbone up. Crown of the head reaches down to the ground. The neck and the spine are nice and long. Just a couple more breaths here. And then bend the knees a lot and start to walk the hands back to the feet. We're going to meet in a ragdoll position. So make sure the feet are hips distance apart. That's 2 of your fists. Grab onto opposite elbows and just drape over the legs. Take some rock side to side. Maybe you straighten the right leg and bend the left knee as you take the arms over to the right. And then maybe you take that to the other side, straightening the left leg, bending the right knee, taking the arms over to the left. Stay in stillness if that's what you need right now, or just keep moving through that pattern, right to left. Bending one leg, straightening the leg that's on the same side as your arms. Just taking a moment to let everything be heavy here. Come back to center if you haven't done so already. Bend the knees enough to bring the hands all the way down to the ground, planting them flat, and then walk yourself back out to a high plank. Once you're in your high plank, take an inhale, and on your exhale, bend the elbows, lower all the way down to the belly. Take the fingers to the outsides of the mat. Press the tops of the feet down, lift the elbows up high. Bring the forehead down to the mat. Take an inhale, press into the fingers and the toes, lift up baby cobra. Exhale, release. Again, press down, lift up head, neck, and shoulders, baby cobra. Exhale, release. One more time, lift up baby cobra. Exhale, lower down. Plant the palms underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, and try and come straight back to your high plank, and then lift the hips, downward facing dog. Big breath in, and stay for an exhale. And on your next inhale, bring the left foot into the center. Reach the right leg up to the sky, take an inhale. Exhale, curl the knee in towards the nose and step the right foot in between the hands, dropping the back knee and lifting the hands up for a low lunge. Breathe here. Last breath. Stay for just one more inhale. And then on your exhale, plant the hands to frame the right foot. Lift the left knee off of the mat. Step the right foot back to meet it. Lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Other side, right foot steps to center. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, curl the knee in towards the nose and step it through. Drop the back knee, untuck the toes. Ooh, lost my balance there. Inhale, lift up and breathe. Take just one more inhale. And on your exhale, plant the hands to frame the left foot. Step the right foot back and then the left, and come back into your downward facing dog. From here, we're going to take just some little half sun salutations. So we're not going to come to standing at the top of the mat. We're just going to roll forward to a high plank. Lower down halfway or all the way to the belly. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Just one breath in between each one. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, rock it forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, baby cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. One breath. Stay for your exhale. And then inhale, rock it forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Building heat pretty quickly here. Take one full breath. Inhale, rock it forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Let's do two more. Breath here. Inhale, rock it forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. One more. Inhale, rock it forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. This time, bring the big toes to touch. Drop the knees, bring them out wide, and come to rest in your child's pose. Find your breath. Should be starting to sweat here after those 5 or 6, I lost count, pretty quick half sun salutations, especially if you're doing them on a black mat in the hot sun. That wasn't my brightest idea. One more breath in your child's pose. And let's stretch out the shoulders. Start to walk the hands forward, stacking the hips back over the knees, keeping them there, and then walking the hands forward and melting the chest in your puppy pose. You can lift the palms off the mat, come to the fingertips to go deeper. Just 2 more breaths here. Last one. And as you're ready, start to walk the hands back in through center and meet me in your downward facing dog. And from downward facing dog, bend the knees, look to the top of the mat, step or hop your feet to your hands. Inhale, lift up halfway, and exhale, fold down. Inhale, root to rise, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands come through to heart center and down to mountain pose. We'll find our first flow starting in chair pose. So bring the big toes to touch, leave a little gap in the heels. Inhale, sit back in your chair, arms reach high. Tucking the tailbone down, engaging the core, sending your weight into your heels. Just holding here. Now from here, focus on shifting your weight in towards your left heel and peel the right heel off of the ground. So we're really pressing down into the left heel now. And then from here, lift the right knee up in towards the chest, really working that left quad and that left glute. Hold for 3, for 2. On one, straighten both legs, send the right leg back for airplane pose. Arms reach behind you. Flexing the right foot, finding your balance. Holding here, 5, 4, 3, 2. On one, step back to your warrior 1. So the right foot faces the top right corner of the mat. The left knee bends. Interlace the hands behind the back. Inhale, lift up the chest. Exhale, fold to the inside of the left leg for your humble warrior. 3 deep breaths. When you're ready, inhale, just lift up halfway. Take the hands behind you once again. And then start to shift your weight forward, hands to your heart. See if you can step that right foot back to meet the left. Inhale for your chair. Exhale, fold. Take a moment here, lifting the hips up to the sky, reaching the crown of the head down towards the ground, resetting in between sides. And then when you're ready, inhale, sit back into your chair pose. Weight in both heels, squeezing inner thighs together, engaging the core, tucking the tailbone down. And now feel that weight shift into the right heel. Lift the left heel off of the ground. And when you're ready, bring the left knee into the chest. Holding for 3, for 2. On 1, straighten both legs, send it back, airplane pose. Flexing the left toes. Arms reach long behind you. Core is still engaged. For 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, gently step it back to a warrior 1. This time the left toes face the top left corner of the mat and the right knee bends. Interlace the hands. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, fold to the inside of the right leg. Humble warrior. 3 breaths. Last one here. And then lift up just halfway, arms long behind you. Bring the hands to heart center as you shift your weight into the right foot and step the left foot beside the right for your chair pose. Deep breath in. Exhale, fold. Separate the feet so they're hips width distance apart. Grab onto the big toes with the peace sign fingers. Bend the knees, bend the elbows, and fold forward. Using that bend of the elbows, the strength of the biceps, to bring the crown of the head a little bit closer down to the ground. One more inhale here. Stay for your exhale, and then bring the hands to the hips. Inhale, lift up halfway, and then come all the way up to standing. Let's rinse all that out with the Vinyasa. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant the hands high to low plank, or you can skip it and go right back to downward facing dog, whatever suits you. And from your downward facing dog, bring the big toes to touch. Inhale, lift the right leg up to the sky. Open up the hips, stacking right hip over left. Maybe draw some big circles here. One more inhale. One more exhale. And then inhale, come back to your 3-legged dog. Exhale, step the right foot in between the hands, rising up to your warrior 2. Holding here. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, warrior 2. Last one, inhale, reverse. Exhale, warrior 2. Cartwheel the hands, plant them inside of the right foot rather. Press the left hand down, reach the right fingertips up to the sky, open twist. And then when you're ready, plant the right hand back inside of the right foot. Oh my goodness. And then drop the back knee and untuck the toes in your lizard pose. Breathing here. Nice deep stretch for the hips. You can stay where you are. You can start to heel toe that right foot over to the right side, opening up the right knee ever so gently. I'm having a hard time with that since my mat is super hot. And then bring the left foot in towards the seat. And if you want, grab onto it with the right hand. Breathe here. Two more breaths. As you're ready, slowly let that foot come back down. Walk the right foot a little bit closer in towards the mat. And then from here, we'll transition to our pigeon pose. So taking the right foot over towards the left wrist, coming to rest on the right shin. Left leg stays nice and long behind you. And as you're ready, just melt forward into your resting pigeon pose. Stacking fists and resting your forehead on the top fist if the ground feels far away right now. 5 deep breaths. Two more here. As you're ready, start to walk the hands back in towards the center of the body, pressing the palms down into. And we'll just step right back to our downward facing dog, taking a breath in between sides, in through the nose, maybe out through the mouth, release some of that heat building in the body. And then bring the right foot in towards center. Inhale, lift the left leg up to the sky, open up the hip, stacking left hip over right. Drawing some big circles, maybe taking them in the other direction. And then inhale, come back to your three-legged dog. And exhale, step it through for warrior 2. Settling in. As you're ready, inhale, reverse. Exhale, back to warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, back to warrior 2. One more time, inhale, reverse. Exhale, back to warrior 2. And then cartwheel the hands to the inside of the left foot. You might need to walk it out. Right foot, right hand presses down. Left arm reaches up for that open twist. Holding here for 3, for 2. On 1, left hand comes back down, drop the back knee, untuck the toes, and you're in your lizard pose. So again, you can stay here if this feels good. If you'd like, you can start to walk that left foot out towards the edge of the mat and come onto the pinky edge side of the foot, just letting that left knee come out wide. Bring the right foot in towards the seat, and if you want, grab for the right foot with the left hand. Couple breaths here, staying nice and open in the shoulders. Last one. And then gently bring it back, walk the left foot back in towards center, and heel toe it all the way over towards the right wrist, coming down to that bent knee or shin. Making sure the right leg is nice and long behind you, toes are untucked, and come forward into your pigeon pose. Again, if the ground feels far, stack the fists, rest your forehead on your top fist, create that space. Just 5 breaths here. Last 2. As you're ready, start to walk the hands back in towards the center of the body, pressing down into the palms and stepping right back to your downward facing dog. And from your downward facing dog, drop the knees and come on to the seat, setting up for a forward fold. Legs come nice and long out in front of you. Flex the toes towards the face. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Reach for your feet, but if you don't touch, you can grab onto your ankles, your shins, or even just let the arms lay long at your sides. 5 breaths here. Last 2. Last 1. And then from here, we'll start to roll all the way onto our backs. And from your back, lift the legs up to the sky. Lift up the hips. Take your hands to your low back. And we're in our shoulder stand. Stacking, or trying rather, to stack the hips over the shoulders. And then from here, you have an option to come into Plow Pose. I don't know if I have space behind me for this, but I'm going for it. You can take your hands, and I've got just enough space there. You can take your feet all the way behind your head. Maybe you interlace your hands like I am here. If your feet don't touch the ground behind you, just make sure you keep your hands on your low back, giving yourself that support. Three more breaths here. As you're ready, we're going to rock all the way back up to a seated position, facing the top of the mat. I'm going to face the side of the mat here. And just take a moment, resting the palms on the knees. Maybe taking the neck or the head in a couple little circles, or maybe half moons if it doesn't feel good to go all the way back. And eventually settle into stillness, stacking your ears over your shoulders over your hips. You might bring one hand to your heart and the other hand on top of that. Sealing in our practice with a couple breaths. Take your final inhale here. Exhale, sigh it out. Namaste. Thank you everyone so much for practicing with me today. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment below, and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any free yoga content every week. Let me know what you want to see next, and I hope you have a beautiful day.